Do you struggle with rendering? Do you wish that this were you? Yeah, me too. I've got some tips and tricks that you can start applying to your art today! Improvement not guaranteed. Make sure the tips and tricks displayed fit your art style, what you want from your art journey, before deciding whether or not they are for you. I'm not responsible for any ugly whips that might occur.
Jokes aside, I really feel like I improved a lot in my art over the years. I'm confident in my style and seek to improve it every time I sit down to draw. During my journey, I picked up on certain habits that help me with my rendering, and I would like to share them with you. Do remember that art isn't a one-shoe-fits-all sort of craft. My take on rendering might not align with yours, and that's okay. I hope I can still teach you something in this video, and I would love to see what are some of the tips that you all have as well. But first, you should know who you're taking your advice from. I'm Vopsa. I'm a self-taught artist that's been drawing since the moon and stars. Here are some of my artworks. If you want to see more, consider subscribing or following my socials. I post whips, full pieces, and general updates there. I also take commissions, which you can find on my Ko-Fi or on my card. Links in the description. Let's start with the basics. I'm sure a lot of you know what rendering means. For your comfort, I segmented the video so you can skip to the parts that interest you most. For anyone that isn't as familiar with it, rendering is a very flexible term that looks different for every artist depending on medium or even art style. But the general definition is taking something from 2D shape to 3D utilizing light and shadow. The things I'll be talking about mainly apply to digital art as well as this semi-realistic art style, so just keep that in mind going forward. Now let's get to it. Tip number 1. Shadow to light. This was probably the biggest game changer for me early on, and while it might sound silly to traditional artists because they typically already do shadow to light, it's a surprisingly easy trap to fall in for digital artists. And I think it's because applying light to drawings is a lot easier thanks to the existence of overlay layers such as color dodge, soft light, addition, and so on. Rendering from shadow to light essentially means figuring out the places where the absence of light exists and filling them with shadow. Very straightforward. You can see me doing that in this drawing and all my previous speed paints too. Adding light first always made for a really awkward workflow for me. If you can make it work, that's great. If not, maybe give placing down shadows first a try. Also, I know a lot of you are probably already doing this, but I know that it really helped me hear this because it made me aware of my workflow, and from there it was just a lot easier to understand what worked and what didn't. Tip number 2. Textures. This one is up to preference, but I absolutely love when I can see the brush strokes in a piece. I believe it adds a lot of tasty visual input. Messing around with textures isn't only about that though. You can also utilize textures as a way to draw the eye somewhere or differentiate between two materials. In this piece, I wanted to make Archangel Raphael's skin appear very smooth and almost perfect. To counteract that, and to avoid my drawing looking muddy or just really flat, I used a harder brush for his robe and wings. I also used the godly rake brush to add some interesting details in his hair and other places. Don't be afraid of textures, but try to learn how to smartly use them by observing other artists and learning from them. Tip number 3. Hidden colors. This topic has a lot of depth to it that I can't cover here, but I might make a separate video dedicated just to it. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. In short, hidden colors are these hues that you see sprinkled throughout my piece, like on his shoulder blade. These colors need to either be plucked from the environment or be complementary. In either case, they have to be the same value as the base color. So what does that mean? It means that when you take your drawing and set it to grayscale, the value of your hidden color should be as close in value as it can to your base. I'm still studying this technique myself, but having a color that is present in small sections throughout your piece can bring so much life to your character. Add a red underglow in sections where shadows harshly meet light, and it's just gorgeous. It takes your art to such a higher step, it's fantastic. Tip number 4. Stepping away. I feel like the rise in fast-paced content has really negatively impacted a lot of artists, especially up-and-coming ones. You don't need to rush through your art. A lot of the works you see on social media have typically had a lot of hours, days, or even weeks poured into them, depending on scale and complexity. My drawing of Archangel Raphael took me 3 days total, with most of my pieces nowadays taking me up to a week at times, or maybe even more. And this is because I'm lucky to have the time to dedicate to my craft. But you probably aren't in the same position as I am, so you shouldn't try to match my speed, or anyone else's for that matter. There's also value in returning with a fresh eye to a piece. You can spot mistakes and fix them. Tip number 5. Stop underutilizing mood boards. I feel like mood boards are seriously underrated in how useful they can be. Rendering a lot of the times is about capturing a certain mood for your character, so use your mood board to help you figure out what that mood is rather than just sticking one pose to it and going off of that and vibes. This here is how my mood board was looking for this particular piece. Not every image you see on the screen is going to be actively utilized in my drawing, but it's not meant to be. You'll see a mixture of lighting references, anatomy references, and overall visual aids. A well put together mood board coupled with a banger playlist can really help you get settled in the atmosphere you're trying to portray. I really do think we're sleeping on mood boards as of late. People might still be using them, but I never really hear anyone talking about them, so I thought it would be good if I mentioned them because there's a lot of value in them. They're not just a place for you to put your references down. Use them as a visual for what you intend to depict. With that said, these were some of my tips on rendering. I tried to find some that I personally haven't really seen around. I don't know how successful I was at that. I hope you found them helpful, or that you at least enjoyed watching me piece this drawing together. If you did, please leave a like on your way out. I would really appreciate it. And in case we don't see each other again, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.